Hello and welcome to episode 12 of Simple Ken. Hope you enjoyed this one.
It's time for simple. It's time for simple. It's time for simple Ken. It's time for simple. It's time for simple. It's time for simple Ken.
How's everyone doing? I hope you had a good week. Last Simple Ken was met with a lot of love because I released it on time. And this week also I plan to do the same. The big thing I was excited about with sharing was the Pratik Kuhad video in the thing I released. The song thing I did, which is super fun. And I got Pratik to be in it in the end, which is super fun because everybody on the internet is like, what is this? Why are you together and not hating on each other? And that is really upsetting because it's normal to see people hate on each other and then they coming together is kind of like a weird thing. Yeah. But it was super fun and super game. Pratik was like, I would love to do it. And he sent his video and I was very excited because the song I've been working on for 5 weeks during the lockdown. So it was very difficult. I did an online recording session with Maya Sound. These are the chaps who did the sound for me. Murphy Records is what it's called. Nistula. And my manager Oswald is the one who organized all of this. So man, I was just so excited to show that video and I couldn't tell anybody because it was part of the marketing, and now it's out and everyone heard it. It's going to be out on Spotify and Apple Music soon. So yeah, that's it. I'm getting into music big time, mainly because I can't go outside. So I want to do something. So thank you for liking the song, man. I had so much fun making it. I shot it and I got this awesome animator Mehak to come and do some squiggly. It's funny, people call animation and effects as editing. Everyone's like, good editing. I was like, what do you mean? But in my head, editing is when you cut footage. But for the general audience, editing means effects also. And so, and also Namit, who was a producer on that, he helped me a lot. And it was fun. It's a most high produced lockdown material I've done. Took about 5 weeks. And today, congratulations to everyone and me. I did not drop my tea. It's nice and cold. So today's episode, I'm going to be answering a lot of questions because I collected a lot because you guys took what I said very seriously and commented on the Simple Ken Instagram page. Thanks a lot. I've also taken pictures, not pictures, that's creepy. I've also taken questions from YouTube as well. So I'll be starting with the YouTube questions first. Let's get on it. Can you have anxiety issues? I get panic attacks sometimes. I'm working on this with my therapist, but whenever I'm feeling anxious and I tell my boyfriend, he gets very uncomfortable. So good, you have a therapist. Good job. He has never had any experience with mental health issues, neither with him nor with his friends and family. He doesn't like to talk about my anxiety issues. He expresses that very bluntly, and I feel hurt. Is this a red flag in a relationship, or can we work on this? I would like to stay anonymous. Okay, so I will cut out the name. I took this question because the answers were like, dump that son of a bitch. He's not good for you. Cut him off. And I have been in this situation. And I will tell you right now that your partner doesn't have to be a therapist. And your partner doesn't have to understand something as complex as anxiety. You are living it, so it's very obvious to you. But someone else who is not a psychologist, I think assuming that they should understand what you're going through, and what you're going through is very complicated. Immediately you might be like, Kenny, the least he can do is try to understand what I'm going through. So I don't know. I mean, obviously we don't know your personal discussions with him. But I don't know, man. I feel like it's not your partner's job, and your partner's there to support you, to help you. But if your partner's clearly saying that, I don't know if he's saying that, but in this situation, I feel what I'm trying to say is you are going to the therapist, which is freaking awesome because it's a very serious issue, anxiety, and you're going for it. Awesome. But I think what tends to happen is when you go to a therapist, you get so spoiled by how professional and burp coming. Man, that was good. Man, that all sounded crispy in the mix. What tends to happen is before I burped is you get used to how open and understanding your therapist is and how intelligent and empathetic and open they are, and then you meet your partner or your family members and you're like, man, you guys are mean as shit, and they're not. You are being your therapist, and your therapist is a professional. Your boyfriend will never have the nuance or the understanding. You can hope that he will. This is not a men thing. Even I think some women get overwhelmed when the men are very overly emotional, and it's a very complex emotion like guilt and regret. But it happens both ways. Your partner is not your therapist. Your partner is your support system, but not your therapist. A huge difference. So maybe you can talk about. I don't also know. I don't know what's making him uncomfortable. Is he uncomfortable that he doesn't have the answers to it? Is he saying that I don't understand it? That's a different issue. That even if you remove anxiety and if you said, I'm having a tough relationship with my mother, and he's like, oh, my relationship with my mom is great, so I don't understand what the shit you're talking about, then this is a bigger issue than that. But this is the reason I took this question is because what an insanely high expectation from a partner that not only do they have to be my support system, not only do we have to have things we like, not only do we have to be in love, he also has to be my therapist, she also has to be my therapist and understand me and accept me completely on my horrible days. No, that's an insanely high expectation. If they're doing it, awesome. But if they don't do it, or they're communicating to you that they can't in a nice way, then it's okay. You don't have to break up with that person. So again, I know none of you will agree with me on this, but I've been through this, and it's a conundrum because it's so easy to fall into that trap. That because I hear the reverse of this. Whenever I tell people that if you're going through something, go to a therapist, they're like, my family is there, my brother or sister is there, my wife or husband is there. They are my therapist. They're not. Don't put that pressure on them. Because imagine if you had a relationship where the other person just depends on you to get better emotionally. You get so drained. You have a friend, you're like, oh, I don't pick up that call because he or she just keeps dumping on me and expects me to solve all their problems. Yeah, you can't after a point. Go see a therapist. I'm your friend. I also have needs. So there's a fine line though. So be supportive, but you don't have to be the therapist. Again, I don't know the detail of your conversation. So this is actually not about you. It's about this whole insane expectation from your partner. Also, like if you have an issue you're dealing with, which is again not your fault, not your partner's fault, why do you have to make it both like everyone's issue? There are some things that you gotta figure out by yourself, and if that process is bringing you down, look to your partner, your friends for help. Again, if your partner can't do it, ask your friends. Your partner is fulfilling a very specific need in your life, which you define, and they can't do everything. Say, I think this another modification of this is, I have a partner and I love swimming, and my partner hates swimming. Is this a red flag? I love swimming. I'm a state level champion. He doesn't understand swimming. Then have friends who swim. I'm sure your partner fulfills other aspects. So, because the same thing, if it happened to you, you would be like, I can't do everything. If your partner's like, why can't you play PS4 with me? Why don't you understand gaming? And you're like, I don't give a shit about gaming. Then he should go find friends who do that, because there are other aspects that you're fulfilling. Dilip Naga says, how do you feel about liking a creator's work even when you know that they are a horrible person in real life? For example, suppose a musician makes amazing music that you love, but then they also support racism or something. I love how you just categorize all problems as something. It's a very heavy question the most heavy question, the most casual way. It's like, what happens after death, dude? Huh? Are we just emptiness? Vast emptiness or something? I think in your example, you said musician is racist. Let's just go with that example. What do you do with the creator's work? Up to you, man. I feel the only reason you even know that the musician is a racist is cause of the internet. My biggest fear is that all the great people we know, in history, like Michelangelo, Alexander Graham Bell. Alexander the Great sounds like a piece of shit person, but all these people obviously did some shit and we're not going to know about it. So we think they're okay. But I feel like if the internet was there back then, you will find out more controversies about them. My blanket rule is I don't know. I don't know is my blanket rule, because I've become so cynical about powerful and famous people. I also saw that Jeffrey Epstein Netflix thing. Holy shit. After you see that, you don't know what the hell is going on. But overall, anyone who's powerful and very famous, I just think they have done some messed up shit, because powerful people get away with shit that we can't get away with. So I'm sorry, but I think all your heroes and everyone you look up to has done some stupid shit. So either you'll stop listening to everything and just listen to the ocean, or don't be surprised if your famous, your most famous, your most favorite band has done some messed up shit. If some Coldplay shit comes out, now we're all screwed. We're all immensely screwed. If Chris Martin has murdered someone, then there's no hope. Engineer TV says, "Hi Kenny, I'm in my 20s, moved to Canada for higher studies and my dad is retired now. I'm in a phase of my life where I want to earn money." Yeah. You're in that phase now? Okay. Have a good lifestyle. Coming from a middle class family. Whereas my dad really wants me to be / stay together. I feel a sense of pressure, concern that I have to be back home as soon as I'm done with studies. Or is it just me thinking? I really don't know. You're definitely thinking. What do you do to keep your dad feel secure about the fact that his son will be there for him when needed? I really don't know how to process these thoughts. Man, I think your dad just misses you, but it's classic child leaving the nest issue. And I think the only thing you can do is find a middle ground. Obviously, I don't know what your age is, but you can't live with your parents if that means your career is going to get completely screwed. But if you want to be with them, maybe you could find a compromise. If you're in Canada and they're in India, I don't know, man, make sure you come home every 4 months. If you can do that, every 6 months. If you can't do that, I don't know, say have a sit down with your dad. I don't know, maybe call him every day. Call him every day. I think that's something you could do. Yeah, but it's a good problem to have. Your dad really loves you and he misses you and you just care about money. No, but maybe he didn't have the relationship with his father, and I think he really has a strong relationship with you. And it's very sweet that you care about how he feels. And trust me, I regretted not spending too much time with my family. And now that I have the financial capability of meeting them, I do that whenever I can. So find a middle ground. Always remember, doesn't have to be their way or your way. You can always find a middle ground. If they don't want to do the middle ground, then just do what you want to do. But middle ground is always a possibility. Ashish J says, "Hey Kenny, I had a question for you. Do you think Indian stars supporting the riots happening in the US is hypocritical? Since the police brutality is 10 times more and racism in India also exists and is never mentioned. Also, some of these actors endorse stuff like Fair and Lovely." Another person asked the same question. Abby A says, "This is about chaotic situation in the US. We've seen how many celebrities and social media influencers from India stand up for George Floyd. It's all good and fine to support them, but these so-called influencers and celebrities went anywhere near the screen during the Delhi riots. Do you think it is right of them to ignore the topic? Like, I don't know, they might have thought there's no hope for the country, but it's hypocritical how they are trying to ensure freedom in another country when their own country is suffering." My answer is, how does it fucking matter what celebrities say? And why do we care so much about what celebrities say? Because it's convenient. No one cares about what politicians are saying, lawmakers are saying, elected representatives are saying. Everybody only cares about what celebrities say. Ayushmann Khurrana's movie Article 15, I'll keep bringing up. It did really well, right? Which really surprised me. But Swades, which Shah Rukh Khan made, didn't do that well in the box office as compared to Chennai Express. Difference between Chennai Express and Swades. Swades talks about the class divide and untouchability and all of that. But no one gave a shit. Everyone saw Chennai Express. Celebrities you follow because they're entertaining, they're fashionable, and it's fun to look at their lives. But why does anyone care about what they say? Also, yeah, when they did the ads of the Fair and Lovely many years ago, even if they're doing it now, none of you cared. And now you do because you have suddenly become woke, and it just doesn't matter. And just don't listen to them or take them seriously. And if they have a good movie, watch it. If they have a good opinion, awesome. If they have a bad opinion, yeah, you're an actor, it's cool. But if a politician says the same thing, if a politician is like, just racism in America is bad, then slap the shit out of them because they literally enable cops in India to do what they're doing. And it's a known fact. In India, it's not even a discussion. You meet a cop, you better kiss the cop's ass or you're screwed. Unless you're the son of some minister. Ironic. So, just why does everyone care? Can't you see the irony in your question that how can they be hypocritical when you yourself are hypocritical? And the biggest irony is that me, a comedian, is telling you that. So, that's anytime this question happens, every time I get this question over and over again, celebrities are not speaking up enough about it. Why should they, man? They're here to entertain you. And if they get into social causes, great, awesome. And if they're not getting into social causes, how the fuck does it matter? At all. It doesn't matter at all. What matters is the victims, not who are talking about it. It doesn't. Some comedian makes a joke about something. People are offended at the fact that the comedian is making fun of a group. But no one cares about the actual group. They're attacking the comedian. It just makes no sense to me. So I've made this about myself. There's a lizard. There's a lizard, baby lizard here. I think he has a question for me. Rinika Prince. That's a wonderful name. It's a wonderful Rinika Prince. How far do you scroll when you look to answer questions? This far, Rinika. I scroll down a lot to reach this place. Now we have questions from Instagram. Vishnu Ravi Prasad says, I've noticed that in recent stand-up comedy specials, comedians have stopped shooting intro sketch sequence. What a great observation. For example, the most interesting person in the room, relatively relatable, yours sincerely, and even Western comedians like Jerry Seinfeld had a very brief intro sequence for 23 hours to kill. Is the trend changing and could you throw some light on this? Loved your special. I've been following your stand-up journey from YouTube since 2014. Thank you, Vishnu. Are you also... Oh, you have a mic photo. That means you're also doing comedy. Vishnu, very simple. Drop-offs. Audience drop-off. If they see an intro sequence, audience retention span is so bad that if they don't see a joke in 30 seconds, they drop off. That's the sad truth. I have the complete opposite approach. This is not my call. When you're doing such a big project for Netflix or Amazon, you have to listen to what everybody's saying because they're paying money. When I do a self-produced project like Simple Can, I make sure that the intro song is long. Because if you don't have the patience to listen for 30-40 seconds and you judge something within 5 minutes of watching it, don't watch my content because I'm trying to do something more than just, is it entertaining? And if you want to see something entertaining, you can go to my Instagram and I'll put some 1-minute fun video. But if I'm putting 40 minutes of something and you expect every second to be entertaining, then that's a big problem. You're basically a child. You're basically a child who needs something in front of your face to entertain you. And I'm sorry, then watch Pogo. Nothing against Pogo, huh? Great content. So yeah, Vishnu, literally people's attention spans is so bad that you have to remove an intro sequence and get to the joke. Anyway, that doesn't matter because technically they'll see the first 5 minutes and be like, this sucks. Why hasn't this piece of content improved my life? It can't, Ramesh. Your life sucks. Alex and XOXO. That tune called Take That Cake, which you played in your special, seems to have the potential to be a great song. Thank you. I mean, even though the real challenge in writing a song is making seamless transitions between verse, chorus, and bridge, the riff was nonetheless catchy. I don't know if you have aspirations. Nicely, he gave a backhanded compliment. You could have just stopped at great song. I don't know if you have aspirations to enter the music industry, but my question is, do you think people can get good at multiple art forms like comedy and music? Because Will Smith, bro, the OG. Because inherently there are a lot of overlap between art forms in some way when you try out different art forms. Vishal Bharadwaj. What do you think it would be? I'm just going to name random names. Would it be possible to do at the high level that you now perform at? And do you think it will be a worthwhile endeavor? I think a lot of artists do multiple things and you haven't noticed. Like Vishal Bharadwaj does music, directs. Farhan Akhtar acts, directs. Amir Khan directs. Yeah, Justin Timberlake also acted a little bit. Robert Downey Jr. sings. Who's that guy, dude? He passed away. I forgot his name. Shit. He played Tesla in The Prestige. I'm gonna Google this. I don't have a guy like other people do to Google it for them. So this is my other guy. This is when I miss Asher. Tesla actor Prestige. David Bowie. Yes. So David Bowie is a freaking singer and he does a lot of acting gigs and he's a fantastic actor. A lot of people do it. And the people who do it well, you don't notice it. Like Robin Williams did comedy, acting, animated works, and it's so seamless that you don't notice it. When they do it badly is when you notice it. Like that guy, Tera Suru, that guy. Nothing against him, and I think he's also super cool. And congratulations to his career. Because anyone else would have told him not to sing, but he did it, and he's huge. Himesh Reshammiya, you're the OG, man. I have respect. Anyone who, if the world tells them not to do something and they do it anyway, super duper respect. Because, man, what motivation. Not making fun of him, I think he's great. Abhi Nain Nahi Baje. Oh God, please don't ever do comedy. Hey Kenny, so I have this recurring thought in my mind. And I often have a lot of inner conflicts with myself on this topic. It is that, is it really necessary to show it on social media on things you believe in? Ha! You're talking my language, bro. I've had a couple of arguments with my friends on how I don't post any stories related to the important issues. So some of them have come to the conclusion that I'm sort of sexist MF. How do you be sort of sexist, dude? Which is not the case. Thank you for clarifying. I just don't feel like posting about stuff before I know everything about it. And if I do know about it, I don't want to put it out into everyone's face like, see, I believe in this. When none of them asked. This is so true and funny. But on the other hand, not spreading awareness about important issues make it go unnoticed. True. So do you have a suggestion? You have answered the question. This is great. It's a great question, Abhinay. I think you should get into comedy. Yeah, dude, I completely agree. You know, when the Kerala floods happened, I got a lot of hate that I was posting about a campaign I was doing abroad. And I'm Malayali, so I did what I had to do to help the floods. I will not tell you what I did and why I did it. I did some stuff which helped, and I don't want to post about it because that's ridiculous. And a lot of people are like, yo, Malayali, you haven't posted this. And after a while, I was like, okay, you know what, I'll post it. And I posted it. And everyone kept quiet after that. They were like, okay. And I was like, that's all you wanted? You just wanted me to put a post? That doesn't mean I've helped. But they're like, no, you posting raise awareness. I'm like, I don't think so, man. I think what people post on social media is literally not real. So if they post their beliefs, not true at all. A lot of people who are bigots pretend to be liberal and they seem really nice on social media. Hey man, I could be a horrible person, who knows? But I'm so good at social media that you think I'm incredibly sweet and warm. Man, what if I punch puppies, man? What if I drown cats? Second part is true. Nidhis23 says, I love your Simple Ken videos and loved your Netflix special even more. With an extra E. As important as it is to have views on politics, equality, policies, and all the controversial things that are happening around the world, do I need to post about in social media and have conversations revolving around these topics with my friends? Yes. The same question. I think I took both of them. It's very emotionally draining. Such conversations more often than not lead to bitterness in friendships. We love our friends for who they are and not for things like which political party they support or what their views on controversial issues might be. Okay, I kind of agree and disagree. Yeah, you don't have to talk about everything on social media, but talk about it to your friends 100%. Please talk to your friends about what they think about politics and what their views are. And by controversial, I hope you're not talking about gossip shit, but uh, you can say that CA and NRC is controversial. But talk about it. Please do. You need to know what your friends are thinking. You need to know what company you're surrounded with. You also need to know that you're not in a bubble. I was doing a college gig, and I thought that the college kids were aware of certain things. And I was in the green room and I asked them a question. I'm not going to tell you what it was. And I thought that they would know what it was, and they didn't, which shocked me. I was like, oh my God, this is the audience that I thought would know about it, but they didn't. So that made me realize, holy shit, like you have to constantly keep cross-checking. Not cross-checking is not the right word. Constantly updating yourself with the company you keep and the mindset your friends or family have. It's very important. Dude, you're living with them. They're your support system. You need to know how they think and also why they think that way. Not to get in an argument. I think you're getting drained because you're arguing with them, which I understand. Arguing is very emotionally draining, but please do it. It's better than living under a bubble. Please do it. It's the second last question. Hey there, Kenny. Cushion. Hey there, Kenny. I got a question. I'm a student in Hong Kong and I've sort of experienced the protests in Hong Kong as well as the CA and RC protests here. Adding the pandemic, the climatic issues, and the protests in US last week, the world is ellipses unstable. I guess. Do you think this insatiability will be our future? And if it will, how would one navigate through life with something big happening every week? I don't know, bro. Why would you ask me this, man? That's literally like saying what happens after death. I don't know, Kushan. I don't know. I was kind of consoling myself by saying it's the internet that we know everything. That's why we are bombarded with so much information. That's also what Dave Chappelle was talking about in his special about our generation has an empathy overload. Because if every week there's a tragedy, you can't feel bad for everything. After a while, you become numb. That's what I thought was happening. But now it's just, I don't even know what's happening with the whole lockdown being released. And I'm like, I think for a change, the world has given up. And it's a welcome change from when the world thought they knew exactly what the shit was going on. I think it's humbling. And again, I'm saying this from a position of privilege. It's not affected me yet. But a lot of people are getting affected. And I don't know, Kushan, if it's going to get better. But I think our generation is going to be, this is what I feel, the most cynical, most PTSD driven, most aversion to risk there has been, because literally all the advice my parent generation gave me makes no sense now because of the pandemic. All the business advice you got from top businessmen doesn't apply at all. All of it is out the window. It's like the world hit a reset button. So yeah, good luck to all of us. You know what will continue though? Simple Ken. Riya Dasdar, last question of the episode. Hi Kenny, listening to you has always been refreshing. I'm a teacher and I teach in the primary section. Oh yeah, that'll be cute. I love my job, but I feel the people always look down on this job. Welcome to the club. And it is seldom addressed anywhere. I have addressed it. I have done a lot of stand-up bits about teachers being underpaid. In my famous video clip, why I don't do jokes about politics, which you will hear now. Teachers don't get paid enough. They don't get paid enough at all in any part of our country. Teachers, when they go to the principal, they're like, can we get some benefits? Students hate us, you hate us, parents hate us. Can we get some benefits? Principal, yeah? 2 months summer holiday, you also get. Yes, that part. The sad part is most of the teachers themselves look down on this profession. Would you like to talk about it? Hey, Ria, have you not been listening? I already did it. And the problem is not fixed. What? Does that mean what celebrities say doesn't matter? Would you? I must say your Netflix special is awesome. Ria, thank you. You have good taste. You're definitely the most interesting person in the room. Take care, Ria. First of all, congrats on having a job you like. And teaching primary kids must be wonderful. Small kids are super cute, and I hope they don't drive you up the wall and you enjoy it. I don't understand, Ria, why teachers are paid less. Makes no sense. Who was saying this? There's some internet forward that football players, if what rappers and football players were paid less and teachers were paid more, the world would be a better place. But everything's like that. The world is not as simple. The world is not fair. I hope you get paid decently, and I hope teachers' payments go up. And I hope one day education will be the main focus. If there's any regrets I have in my life, even singular regret is the shithole quality of education I got in my school. And I would like to say that I'm a very bright student, and if I had even remotely good teachers, again, not their fault, they have no incentive to teach in a horrible system where that doesn't pay them or respect them, I would have turned out so differently. So much potential. And this, it's so insane to think about all the kids out there who have so much potential but are in such a toxic environment that they'll never reap its benefits, and how the good teachers get screwed by politics in the school, and they are underpaid and they have no motivation and no benefits, and especially now the pandemics happen, I don't know how teachers are managing. Literally the future of every society is built upon its education, and we still have to convince people that it's important. It's very bizarre. But Ria, at least you have primary kids who are sweet and come and hug you, and not adolescent boys who are going through boners in class. And you know that about that weird thing, no, where there's always one teacher in school who's the hot teacher. So Ria, I hope you're not the hot teacher, because boys have some terrible fantasies. Oh man, we were such disgusting shits. Man. I feel like all our attractive teachers in our school should have just like walked out of a class. Man, boys are creepy in that age. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Let's end on that note. Thank you so much for watching and listening to this episode of Simple Ken. I covered a lot of questions in this episode from Instagram and from YouTube, multitasking. And thank you so much for listening to that song. Wake Up in the Morning is going to be on Spotify and Apple Music. So is this podcast. Man, what did I say? I mean, long recording of me talking. Hope you have a good week. I'm dropping some stand-up clips from the special. If you still haven't seen it, please go to Netflix and watch it. The mobile Netflix is $199, guys. Please watch it. It's cheaper than my tickets. So please watch it. And I don't know, man. I'm thinking about, should I do shows online? I'm not feeling it. But I am excited about making fun content, video content, mini stuff. To keep myself sane, and the Simple Ken audience is honestly my favorite niche of people that I like interacting with. So thank you for following, and please watch this till the end. Don't do drop off. Anyway, guys, bye bye, tata.